Okay, this is the most important video because this is the most important Tekken character as far as I'm concerned. Miguel has been weak for quite a while, but maybe Season 4 is finally his time to shine. Let's find out. First of all, your new move is 4-2-1, and this is your new 12 frame block punisher. You can tell that the first hit is impacting at 12 frames. The full string does 30 damage and gives you plus 10, which is really powerful. Now, even though it gives you plus 10, it's one of those ballerina spin situations, so they can actually block here. It's not like you get free jabs, but the advantage is still massive. This string also gives you the ability to go into Savage, and that has the same plus 10 for the advantage. So the potential for Savage mix-ups after hitting with this is going to be really, really big. It's going to be super powerful for this character. Now, because it is a 12 frame ballerina spin move, that also means that you now have access to 12 frame wall splat. So this is your new fastest wall splatting move in your entire move list. It used to be 3-4 for 13, but now you have this for 12, and it makes you even more dangerous at the wall. They really have to be careful at throwing any moves that you can punish with this when their back is to the wall now. Really cool, really powerful move. Now, because it's a ballerina spin move, it also has the spin property for combos. I think that the combo utility of this string is going to be very low, because if you compare it to other standard spin moves that you use, for example, down for 2-2, you can tell that after a hop kick here, that gives you 31, and this gives you 30. So you can negate that tiny bit of difference if you have more scaling in the combo. So if we throw in an extra hit, you can tell that this does 34, and this is going to do the same 34. So it's going to do either the same or slightly less damage than the spin moves that you're already using in your combos, and I don't think you're going to be using this for combos that much at all. I think the standard combo is still going to be this thing that he's been using in Season 3 for max damage, but that's really great, so that's not a problem. This string is fantastic. It's not just designed for combo utility. Now, the most important part of the string is really the range, because Miguel's traditional weakness has been bad range on his fast punching attack. So let's compare this new string to what he used to use for 12 frames, which is this 11 frame 2-1. And you can see this has that same bad range that it always had, but now compare it to this 4-2, and you can tell that the range is a lot better. Even after one of Miguel's really substantial back dashes, it's going to hit comfortably. So this is going to be very good for not only fast block punishment, but also fast whiff punishment, and it's landing exactly in the area where Miguel needed something. And the fact that it also gives you Savage means that they've actually helped Miguel a lot here. This is exactly the kind of thing he needed, and I'm very happy with it. Now, on block, this string is -12, so you can get punished for that, but that's not the dangerous part. The dangerous part is the fact that it doesn't jail, and it's high, so you can get ducked and launched for having this blocked. Only ever throw it when you know it's going to hit, for a block punisher or for a whiff punisher or for a spin move in combos. But because that is when you are supposed to use it, I think it's absolutely fine and a huge improvement to this character. So what a great change. Especially love the Savage right here. That's going to be a lot of fun to use. Okay, next change. 4-3-4. This had a damage buff. Now this string, the way you're meant to use this is as a hit confirmable wall splat move. So you can see here that it has Paul is set to second option all guard here. So if I wait a really long time, he's going to be able to block. But it's really quite easy to hit confirm and get this, and it's going to wall splat. So this is actually the string I use as an example when I'm explaining hit confirms to a new player, because it's really easy to understand, and it's also an easy and forgiving hit confirm to do. Anybody can learn this. And so it's going to be good at the wall, and you get 5 more damage for hitting with it now, so really quite substantial. The thing with this string, though, is that the second hit is launch punishable on block at -15. It's very rare to run into somebody online who is so good at Tekken that they not only know that this is -15, but they also have the presence of mind to launch punish it with a 15 frame launcher, but it can definitely happen, especially if you're attempting it multiple times in the same match. So just be very aware that this second hit should never get blocked. You should only throw the second hit when you've confirmed the hit on the first one. So work with forward 3, confirm that, then press the 4, and then collect your wall splat. So nice chunk of damage right there. Not a huge change. I don't use the string that much, but I probably should. It is a good wall splatting tool. Next, forward 4. This is the first hit of your Cyclone Slap, which is a long range spin move and punisher for you. And what they've done for this is the first hit, the homing hit right here, now has a Savage transition. Now look at this. The transition looks so slow, right? It's really, really slow. But you actually have +6 here. So it's probably a lot better than it looks. And even at this really far out range, Savage is still dangerous because your main mix-up options, Savage 2, and Savage down back 3 have great range, so you can actually mix using this on hit with the Savage here. So I think it's better than it looks, but probably not huge. The main thing I like about it is the fact that you used to have to commit to get something for this string, and it's punishable. So it's risky, but now you can do this, and because you have so much time before Miguel actually goes into the Savage, you have a lot of time. This is another easy hit confirm, and you can just know, okay, I have an easy +6 here, and it's time to mix from Savage. And if you don't get the hit, if they block this, then you just go on the defensive, and you're completely safe. So I think this is potentially really quite great. Again, probably deceptively powerful. It's more dangerous than it looks. Next, you have counter hit launch properties on the final hit of down forward 1, 1, 2. So this string and its final hit do get a counter hit sometimes. I used to use it for a cheeky wall splat. Now it's going to give you a full combo. I think the main reason this is good is it's going to make people have to respect down forward 1, 1 and not swing here because they could get counter hit by the final hit. But the main problem with down forward 1, 1 is that it's still quite easy to react to and duck the second hit of this, and they can still do that. And so to prevent that, you have to use down forward 1, 2, and that's block punishable. So you are still taking a lot of risks when you're applying this string with Miguel, but now every once in a while you're going to get a nice counter hit launch right there. I don't think it's going to be major, but it is definitely not a bad thing. And the combo is really high damage too. Next, I want to talk about down back 2. This has reduced pushback to make the move easier to land. So for example, this scenario right here, this down forward one used to whiff. We talked about this, how it was poor quality of life for Miguel, but now this combo path here actually connects, which is great. Problem being that they also increase the knockback of this move on hit, meaning that the full combo path here with the final down forward one is going to whiff because of the increased pushback. I haven't tested it, but I'm going to assume that this also messes up Miguel's really fun 5 combo he could do with this on Kuma. I'm going to have to try that later. So I don't think this is a major change to this move, but it's going to improve the combo utility of this move a little bit. Next, down back 3. Now, down back 3 is a very interesting move that I don't use a lot, but I think it's much, much better than it's been given credit for, and I can't wait to get a hold of Sephi Black again because I really want to talk to him about this move. I want to know what he feels about it. Now, the thing about this is it's a fast low poke, 18 frames to impact, completely unseeable, and it gives advantage on hit, which is rare for a fast low poke. And it also has a Savage transition, so you can actually get stance mix-ups for hitting with this unseeable low. And if you've been playing against a lot of Leroy, you know how powerful that can be. This obviously isn't in the same category as down 3-2 into Hermit, but it is something that could be very powerful. Now the change is it used to give +3, now it gives +4, so 1 more frame of advantage, which is great for this. It's also safer on block. It used to be -13 and now it's -12. So great little buff to this, and I think you're going to be able to, I mean, the range is good as well. So hitting with this from a range and getting a little mix up right there could be quite cool. So I think this low is great. It used to be good, now it's slightly better, so it's not a huge buff, but I think making more space for it in your repertoire is going to be a good idea. Okay, now we're going to talk about up forward 1. This is a classic Miguel move. It's been kind of weak in the past. I think it has had deceptively bad range. They buffed the lower hitbox of this, so you can tell right there. I think in Season 3 this actually wouldn't be hitting because it would sort of go over Paul's hands, but now it hits lower and it's become more consistent. It also had buffed frame data and damage. It used to give +3, now it gives +4. It used to do 21 damage, now it does 23. So this move is just much better overall. It's a great wall splatting move from a range. Gives you advantage on block, of course, so you can go into Savage. And it gives you sometimes a guaranteed Savage down for 2 on the floor. They've reduced the distance this knocks the opponent back, and you might think that means that you can consistently always get the Savage down for 2 now. That's unfortunately not the case. It can still whiff, as you saw right there, but it is at least a bit more consistent. So great buffs to this move. This move should be used a lot more in the new season, in my opinion. I think it's going to be great for creating pressure. It even goes over lows. But again, the bad range was what sort of limited its usage in the previous season. Okay, now we need to talk about Savage 1 and Savage 1 Hold Forward, which just resets you back into Savage. This used to be -2 on block, and now it's +/-0, and that's deceptively powerful again. Imagine having this block, the opponent thinks, you know, it's their turn, but you're +/-0, and Miguel can do really explosive stuff right here. And again, he doesn't have to be in Savage, so you can't just do this and then do regular jabs, and they can do nothing to interrupt that. They can only trade with 10 frame moves of their own. So some more power for this fast Savage move right here. That's the only change to it. Now we have Savage 3-3, a move that I used to dislike. I don't think it's very good. It's probably still not very good, but the first hit used to give you +1 on hit. Now it gives you +6. I don't think that's huge. I mean, it's a natural string, so I guess you can do this for mid and get 29. But then again, why not just do Savage 2 or Savage up for 3 instead? You know what I mean? But there's that, and then the second hit used to be -2 on hit, now it's +3. And they also reduced the input window by 2 frames, so a minor change. This string really, I mean, the one application that it has is that it's a delayable counter hit launcher, but it's slow. The second hit is a high. I don't recommend you use it that much even after these buffs. I don't think they are substantial enough to lift this string into your Miguel repertoire. Next, let's talk about Savage 4. This is your homing move from Savage, and it's really quite good. It's rare that opponents start getting hit by this, but it can happen. And when it does, you can collect free damage with down for 1+2. So it is a powerful move. And this has also been changed to +/-0 on block, which is really quite crazy. So they can block this, and as you can tell right here, +/-0. So just keep doing stuff and keep pressuring. And I think they're leaning into Miguel being a more aggressive character, especially using Savage right here. You can tell he's getting more counter hits. He's getting less disadvantage on block, so he's going to be even more of a bulldog in the new season. I think that's the exact right playstyle you want to transition him into, because I think that's already what he's best at. So cool change for that. Next, Savage, oh yeah, the March of Tyranny. So this is Savage down for 3. It's another mix-up low from Savage, a companion piece to Savage down back 3. And this had a damage buff by 2 points. So slightly more damage on this, 25 now. This does 23. So this one incentivizes you to use it a little bit more because of the damage. But it is also the slightly riskier option to use still. And then the final change right here, or there are 2 more changes we haven't talked about actually. Let me have a look here. Savage back 1-4. Yeah, so this is really cool. The first hit of this has been giving homing properties. The reason this move is pretty cool is the fact that it really looks like Savage 1. This is Savage 1, this is Savage back 1. You can tell that they're very similar, but they actually do different things. One is a mid, one is a high, one is +/-0 on block now, one is a homing move. And this one has extensions. You've probably seen these 2 before. It's back 1-4 from Savage, and then back 1-2, which is the knockdown move that can give you guaranteed follow-ups with stuff like this. So the homing property here is really cool. It's faster to impact than the other homing move that you have. And it's mid. So fast homing mid from Savage. Really cool. And the other extension that you have here is the back 1-4. And this 4 extension here has been given counter hit launch properties. So another powerful counter hit move here that you can trick people with. I think it's really great, and that also allows you to confuse people. If they're scared of this low extension here and they start ducking, they might get hit by this mid. So using this string more in the new season could be a good idea. Also, after that knockdown, remember that you can actually get floor breaks for guaranteed combos downstairs on the floor break stage. Okay, now there's one more change we need to talk about. Where is it in this list? Oh, there it is. Yes, back two. Back two has also been turned into a homing move, which means that it's now your fastest homing move because Cyclone Slap is 17 and this is 16. So it's slightly faster, but it's got good range. It is a high, but this is a powerful move. The full string back to 2 is natural, 37 damage, and the second hit is a safe mid at -7, which is really crazy great, especially for, like, you know, catching walkers now with the homing property. This is going to be good for catching people who are walking, and if you mess up and you do it when they're not walking or they block, you're only -7. On hit right here, you can see that you actually force crouch and get +3, but even better, this is a counter hit launcher, and you can get full combos for hitting with this on counter. So I think the homing change here is really interesting. So in conclusion, overall with Miguel, you have less advantage and more savage. You have a better range on fast punching attacks. You have faster wall splats. You have better homing moves overall. You have improvements to this. This is a new homing move. This is a new homing move. And you have a couple of new counter hits. I think you're going to be using up forward 1 a lot more to create that savage pressure in the new season. So I'm going to be completely honest, I don't think these buffs are super huge, and I don't think it's going to rocket Miguel up the tier list, but he is at least much better than he was in the past, and I think people who love this character are going to be excited about playing him in the new season. I always enjoy playing him, and I think he's going to be even more enjoyable in Season 4. Definitely still not a top tier character, but better, especially in the hands of somebody who really understands and memorizes a lot of frame data. So that would be my big tip to you if you want to play Miguel in Season 4, is really become familiar with his specific move list and frame data, and you're going to do really well. And use this a lot for punishment, get that +10 on hit, and start mixing from Savage. Alright, thank you so much for watching this video on Miguel. I wonder who I'm going to do next. Let's think about it.